You were born around 2 million BC in the icy plains that will one day be known as North America. Maybe. You can't tell for sure because, well, you were born blind. Not to worry, your mom is right next to you, her massive body pressing against yours in the dark like your very own hot water bottle. When you're hungry, which you always are, mom just casually shoves her teats in your face. It's not exactly an Epicurean buffet, but it keeps you alive. This is your world as a saber-toothed baby. Warm, dark, and milky as fuck. See, you don't know it yet, but your life is about to take a turn for the worst. Your eyes start to open up about a week in. As you glance at the world for the first time, you realize it's underwhelming. The den is dim, cramped with your pack of 5, and about as exciting as a pile of rocks. Your 2 siblings are just as clueless as you, fumbling over each other in a tangle of tiny paws. Luckily, your mom is still here, making sure you're warm and fed, but let's be real, her only job of keeping you alive kinda sucks too. If your parents don't catch enough prey, you and your siblings are all getting a lesson on intermittent fasting. Oh, looks like Dad's back from smoking that mammoth pack. Leading the pack. As it turns out, he's the saber-toothed tiger that makes all the decisions. Heck, he tells you when to hunt, when to eat, when to shit, and even when to harass your mom for that double cream milkshake supreme. By the time you're a few months old, your parents finally decide it's time to teach you the ropes of Ice Age survival. You learn to hunt by watching Dad casually expand his jaws a staggering 120 degrees before letting those sharp canine teeth pierce through his victims. Your old man's a freaking gun. Mimicking Dad, you scan the terrain until you notice a small rabbit. You sneak up behind it like a little rat and pounce. But your first attempt, you miss completely, and honestly, it's quite humiliating. The rabbit scampers off, leaving you teeth bared and ego bruised. You turn to see your parents mutter to each other in a series of grunts, probably talking about how pathetic of a saber-tooth you are. Eventually, though, you start to get the hang of it. Your kills are still messy and often not as impressive as you'd like, but you've learned your first big lesson. Being a predator isn't just about having big teeth and a scary look. It's about patience, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It's been a year, and Dad finally moves you from the bench into the starting lineup. Time for a big hunt. Think of it like the prehistoric Super Bowl, but instead of touchdowns, it's biting something 10 times your size and hoping it doesn't step on your face. You and your family stalk a giant ground sloth, moving through the icy plains like a unit. Dad doesn't hesitate. Making the first move, he thrusts himself towards the sloth, screaming insults in slow motion before sinking his fangs into its neck, while Mom latches onto its legs with surgical precision. You and your sibling dive in to finish the job. The sloth barely stands a chance. It's down in minutes. You feast in the cold, satisfying silence. It's not very glamorous, but for the first time in weeks, everyone is full from that delicious sloth hot pot. Life moves on as usual, then something unexpected happens. You return to the den to find a new sibling. Yeah, you'd rather get the heck out of there. With no more family resources, you realize it's time to start an OnlyFans. Just kidding. Unfortunately, you're not packing that Jurassic pork. As you scruffle out of the den all disheveled, you notice you weren't the only one left behind. At first, you and your 2 older siblings stick together, navigating your way through the cold. You develop a hunting strategy. One of you chases the prey, another blocks the escape, and the third, well, Dwight usually just likes to watch. The 3 of you manage to bring back just enough food to keep your bellies half full. This doesn't last for long though. Soon, cracks start to form in your little coalition. Food is extremely scarce, and hunger has a way of turning family into rivals. On one occasion, after taking down a hare, you find yourself snarling over that carcass, claws extended as Dwight edges a little too close. A few more hunts like that, and the bond between the 3 of you breaks. Your siblings decide to venture off on journeys of their own, leaving you truly alone for the first time in your life. You don't care. Your harsh environments have made you stronger, faster, and smarter. By now, your body has undergone some significant changes. Your muscles have thickened, filling up your larger frame. You're about 5 feet in length, and your canines, those impressive saber teeth, have elongated. That's not all. Your sense of smell is sharpened to detect even the faintest trace of life. As you move through the snow, you're no longer the vulnerable cub you once were. You've grown into a more refined teenage saber-tooth, capable of taking on some bigger challenges. The sun rises over the frost-covered forest, and you notice an area in the savanna rich with prey. You start to mark the territory as your own, scratching deep grooves into tree trunks and spraying your scent wherever you go. It's a risky move, as other predators will see it as a challenge.
Slowly, you begin to rebuild. You move to a new area, one less contested by larger predators. It's not as abundant in prey, but it's enough to sustain you. Over time, the scars on your body become more than just wounds. They are reminders of battles fought and lessons learned. You're no longer the reckless, brash adolescent of your early days. You've grown into a formidable adult saber-toothed tiger, a lean, powerful, and cunning predator, perfectly honed by the challenges of survival. Your canines, now fully developed, measure an intimidating 8 inches in length. These deadly tools make you a fearsome apex predator, but they come with a price. A single misturned or overly forceful bite could shatter them, a risk you've learned to respect. Regardless, your prowess is unmatched and life carries on. Then, everything changes. You meet her. A sleek, majestic female saber-tooth. She's every bit your equal, and together, you claim new territory. The two of you form an unstoppable duo, reigning over your domain. In time, your family grows. Cubs fill the den with their playful growls and clumsy pounces. You teach them to hunt, to fight, to survive. Mammoths, bison, sloths. No prey is too large or too challenging for your thriving pack. Life is good, better than you ever imagined. Your legacy feels secure, your dominance absolute, until the day you see them. At first, they're just figures in the distance, strange creatures moving as a group, coordinated and deliberate. They aren't large or fast, yet something about them unsettles you. They don't hunt with claws or teeth, but with something long and sharp, something deadly. Their movements are calculated, purposeful, and alien. You crouch low, ears pinned back, hidden in the brush as you watch. They're hunting, but not like anything you've seen before. Then one of them turns. Their gaze locks onto yours, and your muscles tense as primal instincts scream danger. Before you can retreat, they move. Something whistles through the air, a sharp, foreign sound. You flinch as it grazes your ear, the shock momentarily rooting you in place. Then, survival takes over. You bolt, paused pounding against the frozen tundra. Behind you, the chilling sounds of their shouts and cries echo through the air, pursuing you like a phantom. For the first time in years, you feel it, terror. Soul-shaking, bone-deep terror. The harrowing realization settles in. This time, you are the prey.